Hey everyone, it's Shannon, and today I have a low back tension release sequence for you. So everything today is going to be done on the floor. So if you have a yoga mat or some other form of padding for a hard floor surface, that will be most helpful for your back to protect it. Or if you're on the carpet, you probably are okay. 1 in 8 people have some form of back pain or back tension that's on the chronic level. And the most efficient thing that we can do is to breathe our breath deep down into the back, and I will guide you. So let's begin laying down onto our back. And we'll just start with a full body stretch. So let your arms reach all the way overhead and point your toes. And then let's just take two full deep breaths together. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Next, hug both your knees right up into your chest. Make it comfortable. They might be close, they might be wide. And let's take now 2 breaths, directing your breath down into your lower back. And try to let the breaths be long and luxurious. Now place the right foot on the floor and just hold the left knee into the chest for a breath. And then as you exhale, extend the leg into a hamstring lengthening stretch. Interlace your hands anywhere behind the leg that feels comfortable for you. And we'll take several breaths here. So note that you do not have to straighten your leg straight as a stick. You can keep the knee quite bent and you will still get a lot of hamstring lengthening in the back, which is very useful to decreasing tension in the back. And then with your next inhale, slide the hands up a little closer towards the ankle. And then with the exhale, lift your head up off the floor and attempt to bring your forehead or your nose towards your knee. And if you have any sensitivity or pain in your neck, you can place that left hand right behind the head and give it a little extra support. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest. And then with the exhale, lay the head and shoulders back and release your left foot to the floor. And we'll repeat it on the right side. So hug your right knee now to your chest. And as you exhale, extend the right leg, interlace your hands behind the leg, straightening it so you feel some lengthening through the back of the leg. Try spreading through your toes, and this will increase the amount of energy flow all the way through the leg, helping to release the back. And then with your inhale, slide your hands up closer towards the ankle or to the calf. And then exhale and lift your head up off the floor, drawing your forehead or your nose right towards your knee. And again, if you're sensitive or have pain in your neck, then release your right hand and hold the back of your head for a little additional support. And with the exhale, let your head go. And just set your foot down on the floor. Let's take both knees and hug them back into the chest. Exhale, release the feet to the floor. Now interlace both your hands and let your skull bones be cradled right into your interlaced hands. We'll do a little elbow to knee abdominals here. Abdominals are extremely important for strengthening the back and having the belly be nice and firm. Take the breath in. And as you exhale, take your left elbow up over towards your right knee as you pull your belly down towards your spine. And then inhale, lay the head and shoulders back. Foot goes to the floor. And now exhale and take your right elbow over towards your left knee. And inhale, lay the head and shoulders back to the floor. Exhale, left elbow towards the right knee, pull the belly down. And just switching from side to side. And ideally, you want to continue doing these until you feel a good charge building up into your abdominal area. And then with the exhale, lower the head, release the clasp of the hands, and again, just hug the knees right into your chest. And with the exhale, lower the feet to the floor and let the feet go wide. Just tuck your shoulders underneath you and let your hands come out to the side. This is the windshield wiper movement, you might say. And so with your exhale, let your knees just both lower down over to the right side. And take a deep breath. And then with the inhale, bring the knees to the center, and exhale, lower them down to the left. And then take a deep breath. And then we'll let the knees just go back and forth, side to side, at your own pace. Just massaging through the sacrum and the ilium bones there in the very low back area. Now bring your knees straight to the center and bring your feet about a hip width distance wide. Tuck your shoulders back underneath you again, and then take another breath. And as you exhale, rotate your pubic bone back towards your navel so you imprint your low back on the floor. And then with the next breath, lift the pelvis up off the floor into the bridge pose. And you don't have to come up very high. Ideally here, you want to feel your glutes being very, very strong. You want to feel your feet pressing firmly into the floor so that there's a feeling of length that's occurring in the lower back and not a pinching. And if you do feel any pinching, lower down just a little bit more and continue to think about reaching your tailbone towards the back of your kneecaps. And then to come down, just lower one vertebrae down at a time. Again, hug your knees into your chest and take a breath into your lower back. Next, we'll let ourselves roll over onto our belly for a low boat pose. So allow your hands to come underneath your shoulders. And then squeeze firmly through your glutes. Draw your thighs towards each other. Then with your inhale, lift your head and your chest up just a little bit. Lift your hands and your legs just a little bit. And you want to work on squeezing the legs firmly towards one another. And think about pressing your pubic bone down onto your yoga mat. And then breathe. And with the exhale, lower. Let the legs come down and the forehead. Then with your inhale, push yourself up to a tabletop and pull yourself all the way back into a child's pose. And if you're unable to let your hips sink down onto your heels, stack your hands in a pair of fists and let your forehead just rest on top of your stacked hands, allowing your hips to go back just as far as it's comfortable. And then take a couple of breaths into the lower back and try to feel for the musculature there filling up with this breath. Now stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Let them be just a little greater than the width of your shoulders wide, and turn your toes under. Lift the knees up off of the floor and press the hips back into the downward dog pose. And in the downward dog pose, you can bend one knee deeply and let the opposite heel just stretch down towards the floor. And rotate back and forth. For most people, this feels really great onto the lower back. And then finally, we'll come back to the child's pose. You can let the knees come close, or you can let them come a little bit wider. And take a couple of breaths. Again, focus breathing into the low back. And with your next inhale, you can bring your torso upright. And so there we have it, your low back tension release sequence. Sometimes lower back stuff can be very sticky and want to hang around and be quite challenging. So you can do this sequence several times a day. You can also pause in between each one of the exercises and just spend more time doing them. Pay attention to the ones that feel the best to you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Bye.